Sometimes the delay you're facing is the divine setup for a blessing far greater than you ever imagined. Stay tuned, because your breakthrough might just be one step away. Have you ever felt like everything in your life is on pause? Like no matter how hard you pray, how long you wait, or how much faith you have, nothing seems to move. What if I told you, your delays are not disappointments, they're divine setups for something far greater than you can imagine? In this message, we're going deep. We're talking about the waiting seasons, the silent moments, the doors that close, and the blessings that feel just out of reach. But more than that, we're going to uncover the hidden purpose behind it all. This isn't just another motivational talk. This is a wake-up call to your spirit. A reminder that the delay you're going through right now is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your testimony. So don't click away. Don't scroll past. What you're about to hear could shift your perspective, revive your hope, and unlock a deeper understanding of why the wait is worth it. Stay with me until the end, because your breakthrough might begin right here, right now. Let's get into it. What seems like a delay in life often feels like rejection. It feels like your prayers are hitting the ceiling, like your efforts are unnoticed, and like the doors you keep knocking on have been bolted shut. But what many fail to see in the moment is that a delay is not the same as a denial. It is not a rejection of your purpose. It is the refinement of it. There is a purpose in the pause. There is intention in the silence. Just because the answer hasn't come in your time doesn't mean it's not coming at all. In fact, some of the greatest blessings require the greatest patience, and the bigger the blessing, the deeper the preparation must go. Imagine someone asking for rain, but they've never dug a well. Imagine praying for a harvest, but never preparing the field. A delay is often the sacred space where the ground is being broken, the soil turned over, the roots planted. It may not look like progress, but beneath the surface, something is happening. Timing matters. There are certain doors that can only open when you are truly ready to walk through them. And sometimes the preparation doesn't look like progress. It looks like loneliness. It looks like quiet. It looks like failure. But in truth, it's the waiting room of something greater. Often what we want now is not what we'll need later, and what we call delays are often divine decisions. Decisions that see beyond our current view and take into account things we cannot yet understand. You may be praying for something that, if answered too soon, would come with burdens you are not built to carry. Yet, the delay is not a punishment, it is protection, is the hand that holds back the rain until you have shelter. It's the voice that says not yet, because the best is still being prepared, and when it comes, it will fit like it was made just for you. So don't measure the power of your purpose by the speed of its arrival. Some doors take time to open because what's on the other side is too valuable to be rushed. You are not forgotten. You are not being ignored. The delay has meaning. It's not random. It's not wasted. It's part of the design, even when it feels like a detour. Waiting is never easy, especially when you're holding on to a promise that feels delayed. But what many overlook is that the waiting period is not a wasted season. It's a sacred space where growth happens in silence. In the stillness, something deep is being formed within you. Strength is not built in the spotlight, it's forged in the shadows. While the world moves fast and glorifies instant results, the divine process values depth over speed. When you are made to wait, you are being made stronger, wiser, and more prepared than you ever thought necessary. Patience is not just about enduring time, it's about what you allow that time to do in you. In the delay, your faith is stretched, your character is tested, your motives are refined. It's easy to believe when everything is happening fast, when doors open quickly and prayers are answered overnight, but real faith is proven in silence. It's during the long nights and unanswered questions that your roots go deeper. Just like a tree doesn't grow tall without growing deep first, you cannot rise until you've been grounded. This grounding happens in the waiting. You learn to trust not in outcomes, but in unseen purpose. You learn to stand not on feelings, but on conviction. People often ask why blessings don't come when they want them to. The truth is, without internal transformation, external blessings can become burdens. A gift received too soon can crush the one who holds it. That's why growth in the waiting room is critical. You are being shaped into someone who can carry the blessing without it breaking you. Maturity takes time, and some lessons are only learned when there's nothing left but trust. You begin to see that it's not just about what you're waiting for, it's about who you're becoming while you wait. Even in silence, you are being seen. Even in the pause, your prayers are being heard. There's movement happening behind the scenes, and you are not the same person you were when the waiting began. The growth might be invisible at first, but it's real. Every moment in the delay is part of the preparation. Every day that feels like nothing is happening is actually shaping you into someone who will not just receive the blessing, but steward it well. Closed doors are not always signs of failure or rejection. Sometimes they are strategic redirects crafted to lead you away from what you think you want and toward what you truly need. In the moment, a shut door feels personal. It can sting, confuse, and even shake your confidence. But what appears as a dead end is often a detour, a divine rerouting that protects you from roads that were never meant to carry you. The path you thought was perfect may have led to pain, distraction, or destruction. The door that didn't open may have spared you from walking into a situation that looked like a blessing but was, in reality, a burden in disguise. Many people pray for opportunities and believe that if it doesn't happen quickly, they've been forgotten. But timing isn't just about getting what you want. It's about being aligned with where you're supposed to be. The closed door is a tool, not a punishment. It shapes your journey with precision, placing you exactly where your purpose can flourish. Sometimes you need to be pulled away from good so that you can walk into greater. That's why some dreams fade, some relationships end, and some opportunities disappear. It's not the end of your story. It's the unfolding of a better chapter you couldn't have imagined on your own. There are moments when the path seems clear and you step forward with confidence, only to find resistance. That resistance isn't always the enemy, it could be redirection. What you call rejection is often protection, and what you interpret as failure is often favor in disguise. The doors you've been trying to force open may not be locked by accident. They could be sealed for your safety or closed to preserve your energy for the door that's about to open, one that requires a version of you that's still being shaped in the waiting. It takes faith to walk away from a closed door without bitterness. It takes trust to believe that there's a reason you couldn't go through it. But over time, clarity comes. The pain of the closed door fades, and what once felt like a loss becomes the very moment you look back on with gratitude. Because that redirect didn't break your purpose, it protected it. And in due time, the right door opens, and you realize why the others never did. There is a sacred principle woven throughout every delay in life. Preparation always comes before promotion. No one steps into greatness without first being refined, stretched, and equipped to handle what lies ahead. When you're waiting, when the doors remain shut and the silence grows louder, it may seem like nothing is happening. But something is happening within you. The delay is building your strength, shaping your character, and developing the endurance needed to carry the blessing without it crushing you. Too often people want the reward without the readiness, the platform without the process. But that kind of success fades because it has no foundation. You may be praying for a breakthrough, a promotion, a change in your circumstances, but you must ask yourself, are you ready for what you're asking for? Can you carry it with integrity, humility, and resilience? A blessing received too soon can turn into a weight instead of a gift. That's why the preparation matters. The longer it takes, the more intentional the work being done in you. Just as a house needs a firm foundation before it can rise, your life must be grounded before it can expand. You are being positioned for more, but the capacity to hold more is being built in the waiting. Think about a seed planted deep in the soil. You don't see the roots forming, but without them the plant won't survive the storm. You don't see the process, but the growth is real. Likewise, your quiet seasons, the ones where you feel hidden, are not empty. They're essential. You're not being overlooked, you're being prepared. And when the time is right, when you're truly ready, the promotion will come. Not just any promotion, but one that lasts, one that aligns with who you've become, not just what you wanted in the moment. Every delay is an invitation to grow deeper before you go higher. The work you do in the shadows will show up in the light. The character you develop now will sustain you when you reach where you're going. Without preparation, promotion becomes pressure. But with it, you'll walk into the next season not overwhelmed, but anchored, not fragile, but full. You won't just step into the blessing, you'll be able to carry it with strength and honor. Just because you cannot see movement doesn't mean nothing is happening. In the silence, in the stillness, in the spaces where you feel forgotten, unseen work is unfolding. Too often, people equate progress with visibility. If they can't measure it, post about it, or share it, they assume it's not real. But the most significant transformations don't happen in the spotlight. They happen in the dark, in the quiet, behind closed doors, where only heaven sees. The work beneath the surface is what prepares you for the stage above it. That's why the silence isn't a sign that you've been abandoned. It's a sign that a deeper process is at work. Think about how a foundation is laid. No one celebrates the digging, no one applauds the concrete being poured, but without it the building would never stand. In the same way, the work happening in your life that no one sees, your inner battles, your private prayers, your quiet faithfulness, is setting the stage for something that cannot be shaken when it comes. There are delays that are not denials, pauses that are not punishments, and seasons of stillness that are not without purpose. Sometimes you're not waiting for the blessing to arrive. The blessing is waiting for you to be fully ready to receive it. This unseen work also protects you. If you stepped into everything you prayed for without the growth that happens in the hidden place, the very thing you longed for could undo you. The delay is not a waste of time. It's the shield that covers you while preparation is still underway. You may feel like you're standing still, but the roots are growing. You may not see the doors opening yet, but the hinges are being oiled. You may not feel celebrated, but your name is being mentioned in rooms you haven't entered yet. It's happening. It's just not happening the way you expected it to. Trusting in the unseen is one of the hardest things a person of faith can do. It requires believing not in what you see, but in what has been promised. It means understanding that the silence is not a sign of absence, but of activity that's greater than what you can comprehend right now. And when the time is right, what was hidden will be revealed, and what was working behind the scenes will suddenly be standing right in front of you. Before every testimony, there is a test. Before every breakthrough, there is often a season that feels like breakdown. The journey to the blessing is rarely easy, and it almost never makes sense while you're in it. But that struggle, that delay, that uncomfortable space between where you are and where you're meant to be, that is sacred ground. It is where your strength is proven, your faith is refined, and your purpose is clarified. The test is never random. It's a setup for a testimony that carries weight, one that others will look at and say, only something greater could have done this. When you go through a delay, a detour, or even a disappointment, it often feels like the story is going in the wrong direction, but in reality, those twists and turns are what make the testimony unforgettable. Without the pain, the healing wouldn't feel as powerful. Without the wait, the arrival wouldn't feel as miraculous. The very thing that's stretching you right now is the same thing that will strengthen your voice when you speak of your journey later. You will be able to tell someone, I've been there, and your words will carry authority because they were born out of experience, not theory. It's in the waiting where your endurance is built. It's in the silence where you learn to listen. And it's in the dark places where your light becomes real. No one wants the trial, but everyone wants the testimony. Yet one cannot exist without the other. You don't just come out of the test with a blessing, you come out with a message, a story, a witness, something unshakable that others can lean on when their faith is running thin. Your delay, your struggle, your wilderness season is not the end. It's the part of the story that makes the ending worth shouting about. You're not just going through this for you. What you endure will one day become someone else's encouragement. What feels like isolation now will become inspiration later. What seems like silence today will turn into a shout of victory tomorrow. And when the blessing finally breaks through, it won't be a surprise. It will be a divine confirmation that everything you endured, every test you faced, was not in vain. The testimony will be louder because of what you overcame to receive it. Every delay in your life has a reason. It's not a sign that you've been forgotten. It's a sign that something greater is being formed. You may not see it, but growth is taking place. You may feel stuck, but you're being strengthened. What looked like a setback is actually a setup. The doors that closed were not the end of your journey, but the protection of your purpose. You are not behind. You are not late. You are right on schedule for something bigger than you imagined. The unseen work, the preparation, the redirection, and the tests, they are all part of the divine process. And when the blessing comes, it will not be ordinary. It will be undeniable, unforgettable, and unshakable. So keep waiting, keep trusting, keep growing, because your delay is not a punishment. It is a platform being built beneath your feet. Thank you, message. Thank you for allowing me to speak into your journey today. I pray these words have reminded you that your waiting is not wasted, your pain has purpose, and your story is still unfolding. May you walk forward with renewed strength, deeper faith, and unshakable hope, knowing that something greater is already on the way. Bless you all, and thank you again.